Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good night, good morning, good day to everybody. Welcome to the show. This is the trip. I am Gary, better known DWTT to the interweb. Welcome to the show. I've got a couple of guests. I'll introduce them. I just got a couple of things I want to say before we get started. First thing is, just want to send out my thoughts to Cristiano Ronaldo and his girlfriend on their loss that they had. Besides football, there's a lot of life stuff going on, and they've experienced some that they should never have to, and kind of thoughts with him and his girlfriend. Parents should never have to go through that stuff. So yeah, so that's one thing I want to say. We will talk about, we'll start getting into football stuff after that, but I'll go through the intros and then we will start on the football. So, nah, we haven't seen him in a while, but welcome back, Matt. How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man.
Cool. All right, so we'll move along and then we'll get into it. Matt's been saving up. He's had about 3 weeks and 3 losses and 1 goal to talk
He's
about.
made some cameos.
So he made some cameos, but we didn't. I don't think we'll get. He said he's got some stuff to talk to us about, so we'll see. So Tony, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing so. Not liking my anti-malaria drugs I'm taking for lupus and arthritis, but I'm here, ready to see Matt fired up.
All right, so we'll get into that. Also, we got Lonzo. How you doing?
Hey guys, hey Gary, thanks for having me on. I know it's been quite a while, but yeah, I have fun on Thursday nights with the Arsenal fan circle, and good to be back on Monday nights with you, Gary, and hopefully we have a good conversation, a good chat about why Arsenal is struggling. So good to be on.
Cool. And last but not least, we got Mr. Tom from the dungeon. Welcome to the show, Mr. Tom. How you doing? Uh-oh.
Hello, football fans. Hello, Arsenal fans. Hello, panel. Hello, chat.
Just say hello to everyone, Tom.
Yeah, he's got.
Leeds. I mean, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You didn't get any wrestling things.
The dungeon's got a couple. Yeah.
Could
The
have been
dungeons
better.
haven't. Yeah. I'll say the Wi-Fi in the dungeon is kind of you're stopping and going.
Yeah.
So I will.
Yeah, I've got to have a chat with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, cool. All right. So as I said, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. I see. Let's see. Mom was in the house early, so we'll see her later. Riddy, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Riddy. And we'll have some more guests as you come in, say hello to me, and we'll say hello back. And so here we go. All right. So I talked about this way back in January, and it's come to fruition, right? Arsenal's going to have to be perfect. No injuries, no illnesses, no suspensions, and we'll maybe get to where we want to be, top 4. And everything basically has come crashing down, except for the suspension. So I'm knocking on wood. That doesn't happen either, because that's another problem. But right now, injuries have hit us in the same spots they've always hit us. Right? Partey out, Tierney out. Surprise? Nobody should be surprised. This is why they went out and got some squad players to fill the need, but that still didn't matter because they didn't trust them. So there you go. That's Arsenal for you right now. Last game, I'm getting numb to these games now because they look all the same. Come out slow, and we basically don't do anything for most of the game until it's too late. I'll let Matt get into this, but I just want to say hello to those who have joined us. Once again, this Tony guy keeps joining the show. I understand where he comes from. Big Scun is in the house. Down in the boogie down. No, it's not. I keep saying the boogie down. It's not the boogie down, is it? Oh no, it is. It is the boogie down. So welcome to the show. And then we've got the assembled has joined us. Hello, the assembled. Let's get it going. So here we go. So we'll start it out with one of my co-hosts, Matt. Tell me, Arsenal, or should I say Southampton 1, Arsenal 0.
I've been waiting for this.
Absolute joke of a manager Arteta is, man. I told you all about a month ago. What did I tell you all? I said, how many points, Gary? How many points did I say? What I said? 12 to 15, right?
Yep.
We did it the other way. We lost 15 the other way. 12, 15 the other way. And it's going to be more on Wednesday. Anybody who had aspirations to top 4 can kiss that shit goodbye. It is gone bye. We're done. We're not going there. We're probably going to lose to Chelsea. I won't be surprised if we lost to Tottenham. Manchester United, you don't know what you're getting, but I won't be surprised if we lose that. This manager has to go. He has to go. There's no way. We told y'all, everybody who's watched this show since we started the season, we've been on our heads about Arteta. But in January, we sat here and we told you all, no January signings. We're going to come back and bite us in the rear. And it has reared its ugly head. There's no excuse for us to be in this situation that we're in. 1-0 against a team that was desecrated the week before last. 6-0. We couldn't even muster up a draw. That's down to the manager, and part of it's down to the character of the players on the pitch, which stems from the attitude of the manager. What is this all about, fellas? 3 weeks, 3 straight losses. 3, 6, 9, 12. And I've seen people this weekend still telling folks, oh, we've got a shot in at top 4. No, we don't. If that does not help y'all, let's go all the way back to the beginning of the season. Remember that running form we were on, Gary? I told you. If we're not careful, this is going to bite us in the behind at the end of the season. I said we're going to probably need some games. We're losing games we should be winning. And here we go. As Samuel L. Jackson said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. Because we are in classic Arsenal free fall. This is where we specialize, and when the pressure's on, we just start dropping points. We just start going into free fall. Now, once we're mathematically out of this, we're going to run an 8. We'll win 8 games, and then you'll get somebody saying, "Well, let's give the manager some time. Let's give him a transfer, and let's see what he's trying to do." When is this going to stop, y'all? When is this madness going to stop? I mean, it is an absolute joke what I saw on Saturday. What I saw on Saturday looked like some guys that just got up out the bed, drunk some orange juice, and just decided they wanted to go out and maybe kick around out on the pitch. They look disorganized. We can't score a goal. Nketiah starting. I mean, what the hell is that all about? Nketiah hadn't scored with 1 goal in God knows how long. I can't even tell you when the last time he scored a damn goal. And then people, well, Lacazette wasn't. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. That Jesus Christ couldn't score in this team because we can't get him the damn ball. We are a joke. Odegaard, man, I told y'all this guy is not cut out for this team, man. I'm telling y'all, we need wholesale. You understand that? All my Americans watching. Sam's, wholesale, Costco. We need wholesale changes to this team because we are done. We are done, man. Tavares out there looking crazy. I was just watching that game Saturday, and I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, nothing, absolutely nothing at all. We have not qualified for Champions League, but damn it, we've qualified for Champions League because we look like chumps. Absolute chumps. Garbage. We are a disgrace, man. And I'm telling you, this is the worst Arsenal team. And I've been watching Arsenal for a long, absolute time. No, Odegaard isn't the whole problem, but he's part of the damn problem. I'm telling you, I'm not letting up on these guys, man. We need a goal-scoring midfielder. If that's been more evident the last 3 games than I've seen all season. We have no goal-scoring midfielder. None. We need a solid goal-scoring midfielder that can bring you 12 to 14 goals. We need goal scoring in this team. It's a disgrace. Arsenal was built on goal scoring. That was the one thing that we always could have. Whether we lost, going forward, we lose 4-2, 4-3, 5-5-4. We had goal scoring. It was defense for years we didn't have. Now you can't even score a damn goal. We are in trouble, Gary. I don't think people understand how dire this situation is. And we're getting ready to go into the season. Folks are like, well, what if we qualify for Europa Conference League? I don't want to play in Jerusalem. I don't want to be playing these games in Jerusalem next year. We can't even manage a season when we don't have Europe. So imagine having to play in Jerusalem and all this other stuff up under this manager. Because the truth is, they're not going to fire the man. Tony, they're not going to fire him. And me and you've been saying this all year. Crockett, it doesn't matter right now. Crockett's not the problem. The manager is the one putting out the team sheets each week. He's the one putting out the team sheets. He's the one that's at practice. He's the one that's laying down, that's putting these players out there. Crockett gave the man $250 million. What you saw, Gary, on Saturday was $250 million spent. Enough of the excuses for Mikel Arteta's inept failure. I'm telling you, I've got my foot on his throat and I am not taking it off. The man has to go. Then when he leaves, you go look at Vinay and all these other dudes. This scout organization who's doing all the scouting. It is absolutely a joke what I saw this weekend, Gary. And I'm telling you all, get ready. Get ready. Wednesday, I'm looking for 5, 6, 7, 8. Because if we had that kind of trouble with Southampton, woe be under us on Wednesday, y'all. Woe be under us. Whoa. And look at the run-in we got. Look at that run-in we got, man. Woo. Now, take it away, Gary.
Yeah. One last question before you go.
At this stage of the game, man, I'm looking at this, and I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I don't think they even know what they're doing at this stage anymore. And that's it. And I'm being honest to God with that. I don't really think they have a clue of what they really want to do. I saw something today where they're talking about bringing in some specialists for the culture of the team.
We'll get into that. We'll get into the culture. So
I'll save that. I mean, the fact that everybody on the panel started laughing, you
Save
know.
that for your later sermon.
I mean,
that's another segment. That's another segment.
That's another sermon.
Yeah, it's just shocking, man. It's just shocking at this stage of the game. It's just shocking at how bad it's gotten. And I think a few people are starting to finally ask some questions. But this is stuff we've been preaching all year. You can watch every show that we've done this year, and we've been preaching the same thing all year. And it's finally reared its ugly head this past weekend.
And there you have it, folks. That was Matt. You know, he's still got some more left to go, as you can tell. But welcome back. Well, thanks for coming back, and we'll continue on.
The real Matt is back.
So yeah,
He's got some fire in his belly, I tell you.
Arsenal Blue Light Special FC. You know, let's move on. So Tony, have your say on the game.
The game was another horrible, boring game to watch, like it was a couple months ago. We're back to playing that type of style. Then you have Arteta saying, "Oh, if you watched the game but you didn't see the score, you'd say Arsenal won." What kind of bullshit's that? You lost. Stop making excuses. Stop saying the goalkeeper was the reason you lost. You didn't put balls into the back of the net. You have no sense of offensive style. You keep going from formation to formation, player to player. Nothing's working. You got to start over from scratch and see what works. Plan A has been vanquished a million times now. Now it's time for a real plan B. I don't think he has a plan B. If we lost 4 out of 5, there's a good chance we lose 6 out of 7. losing 6 out of 7 games when you're in the top 4, used to be sacked on the spot. But he won't be, like Matt said. We know no matter, he could lose the entire rest of the season. I don't think he'd get sacked. Do you think he would, Matt?
Absolutely not. I think Tony. I think this guy is here to stay because he's the easy option. Unless there's an uproar like we saw last weekend with United, and you see what happened when they've had enough of it. We don't have that kind. We don't have that kind of fortitude. We want to hold on to stuff and make excuses. And I told you this. Now I will say this. That comes all the way from the top down. So there's a chain. I always say your Kroenke's, but Arteta is the one that's actually putting the team out. But yeah, as far as that mentality of inept just no nuts about yourself, yeah, that starts from way up at the top. Because he should have been fired. He should have been fired back in January. We were on that losing streak in January. But we know that they're not going to do that. We've kind of realized that they had a chance to sack this guy Tony back when we started out the season. They didn't sack him, and now we're paying for it.
Yep.
All right.
We're both calling for it. I started in November saying in December we needed to win these games, get into a good spot, and then reinforce in January. And instead we sell 3 players or get rid of 3 players, 2 of which can play 4 or 5 positions each with Chambers and Niles. Needed a striker, needed a midfielder. Just it keeps going through and throughout, just failure systematic. The club's given Arteta pretty much free reign. You can tell he doesn't feel threatened in his job, or he'd be making changes, he'd be doing stuff. He feels comfortable. If there's a fire under his ass, he'd be doing things different, I think. But instead, he's just doing the same old thing, the same old plan A. And now we've seen it explode. Teams have figured out if you crowd out Lacazette, he can't distribute to other players. The midfielders that were scoring aren't scoring anymore. Smith Rowe's not scoring. Odegaard's not scoring. The goals have dried up everywhere. And Arteta doesn't have an answer or plan for it. So we're just stuck in the same loop. That's why I wanted him sacked back in October before the international break, because I just didn't believe in the guy. Still don't. I wish I could say I do, because I want Arsenal to do well, but he isn't a man for the job. And it should be clear to everybody. But then you see polls, should Arteta still be manager after this weekend? And it's still 55 to 60% of people saying they believe in Arteta. I guess they've drank the Kool-Aid and all will die with him on an island, but who knows?
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for the review, Tony. But yeah, I mean, people, now I guess the social networks or the the other teams are probably looking at us. Why are you guys complaining now? And we're always complaining because even when we win, we're complaining because for me, no matter when we win or not, if you look at it as a whole and think about the future, this is what you're going to get if things don't go your way. And this is where we are. We're a team that doesn't have depth. We're a team that doesn't actually have a good system in place whereby they can replace some of the pieces and not lose what the coach wants to do. And this is what we're seeing right now. So we'll go to Lonzo. Lonzo, let's hear what you have to say about the game, and then we'll go from there.
Right. So I really, when I kick off on, you kind of knew, like I talked about on Thursday with the guys, with Tony and Gary, that the first 20 minutes will tell you how Arsenal is going to react to the game. And I saw nothing. I saw no motivation. I saw no motion. I saw no charisma. I saw none of that. And during this losing run, there's been a lot of that going on. But until we played Brighton during the 88th minute that we tried to compile something and Odegaard scored. But even that was a bit too late. And then into Saturday, you saw the same thing where we saw off really slow. we had shots on target, but they were blocked or saved by Ryan Foster, and he had a great game. But even still, they're weaker side. So I don't know what our Twitter tells us that isn't that either he's not telling the truth, or maybe training has gone well, but then they lose it. And this is what happens when you have a young team with no leadership, and the leadership's either hurt or they're not playing. And these kids are still young, and even when we have the Conga as well as Tavares, right? So they're still young, but yet Arteta doesn't properly turn down, doesn't properly train them, because I have yet to see anything out of the two, to where you see El Nene on the bench. Just it's kind of discouraging, really, because you could tell that it's obvious that he has his favorites. And El Nene, I saw today that I think Sam joked around that he was still Ramadan or out for that because he's not playing, and it's kind of unfair because us fans want the best players or the best starting 11 on the team. Obviously, it's not there. So it's interesting how injuries have affected our team to where we're just stuck. There's no Tierney, there's no Party, so there's no proper replacement for them, or Arteta won't play them. And I know how it is, working with a micromanager, and it sucks because you hear him yelling the whole game, giving instructions, treating the team like they're kids, like they're toddlers, and it's kind of unfair because how do you think the teams react to that? And so it's just, as a fan, you want your team to do well, but it kind of when you see no rhythm out there, you kind of say, well, when is your goal going to come, or when are you going to blow them out? Like Matt had said, we always had goal scorers, whether Van Persie or Eddie Bayor, or even Bentner, or even Podolski, or Sanchez, or even Welbeck on his best days. So we don't even have that anymore. And in January, that's where we messed up. We spent so much time looking for that striker from Florentina, Dutton, that we didn't even go for cheaper options because we're Arsenal, and we ignore cheaper options out there, and we lacked other options as well in midfield. So I think it's kind of hard. We don't have that spine in the midfield that you had with Partey the times that he was healthy, and it hurts as an Arsenal fan to see that.
I hear you. I'd like to say, as we have some new guests, I think GK, welcome to the show. I know that it was Easter weekend, so some of us, radio included, Arsenal kind of ruined their weekend. He even, as he said, traveled all the way down and actually got to see this thing live. So I can't imagine seeing it. I mean, the one thing that hopefully, for me, if I go see a game, I always stay to the end. And the way that these games have gone, it would be painful to stay for the end, but I always do that. So that's what you have to do, I think, as a fan. So last but not least, to give his quick little review of the game, we've got Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom.
That's the longest I've ever heard Tom silent.
Yeah, he's had to sit and watch it. So here you go.
The same specifically, I'm going to say what club that made me angry. Tottenham lost. And then 2 hours later, and then you just were like, no, you're not walking into it. It's like,
Mr. Tom, your internet is breaking up. It's breaking up. Like I can hear like every other word. All right, you want to see if you can try to fix it? I'll let you back in a second.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
All right.
Bear with me.
All right. So we'll let Mr. Tom fix the Wi-Fi. I think he's going through, it's going through an Arteta. Let's just say that.
He's in the basement of a dungeon.
All right, so so here we go. So I'll are you back? Does it sound better? Let's see.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Let's
Right.
see.
Yeah, I'm basically I can't get the rhythm going again, but yeah, I was upset that
Just to
Tottenham
put some
lost
more
and you
coins
didn't
in the
take
meter,
advantage
Tom.
of it.
Hey, let him talk.
Fuck's sake. Fucking English Wi-Fi. Basically, I'm just upset you didn't take advantage of Tottenham not winning. And I think it was a massive missed opportunity. But what I will say is Tottenham are Tottenham, so there will be another opportunity.
That is true. That is true. That is definitely true. So yeah. So had a quick synopsis of the games for everyone, but let's continue on. I'll bring up a subject because I guess it epitomizes where we are right now. Here we go. You've got a free kick. You've got Erdegaard and you've got Cedric lining up to take it. Erdegaard is the captain.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who takes the free kick?
Cedric.
What is going on? The man.
Wow.
Tell me. This is where this team is. You got him doing that, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not the way that this team is just
Hey
set
Matt,
up to play.
you guys want to take this one, or should I go first?
You can go first, man.
All right. So, mind you, on Saturday I had a headache, so I wasn't feeling that great. So, watching this take place is quite shocking. And this is what Matt had said about or Tony, maybe you had said it, or I forgot already. There are no repercussions on Arsenal do bad, right? When I saw that thing happen, I'm like, okay, Ughhhhhh has a chance to take the free kick because he's kind of good at him. When I saw Cedric take it, I'm like, oh God, here we go. This is going to be a mishap. I can see it now. And that's exactly what happened. He shoots it off the bar, and it's like, okay, we all know that was going to happen. So why is the left back shooting on his right foot to take the free kick? I hard to understand that. So yeah, it's just frustrating and confusing at the same time.
I hear you. I don't know if you just froze on us, but I'll let Matt continue on that one there. But yeah, I don't. I was lost for words when I saw it because it didn't make any sense to me.
I'll say it again, man. We've got to have a goal scorer midfielder. You know, if we're gonna take free kicks like that, and just let Martinelli take it. Just let somebody let one of the strikers take it, man. Because that was absolutely, we were right there where we could put it, at least put it on frame. And he puts it, about as wide as it can get. I'm gonna take this call right quick, man, and come back because let me take this call right quick.
No problem. All right, Tony, you have anything else to say on this Cedric situation?
I just still think Arteta sits there and draws straws, has everybody draw straws, make up some lineup. Okay, you're gonna be captain. You're gonna be taking the free kicks. There's just no sense to it. Where's the logic? I just don't see it. He's back to making all the stupid stuff that he was at the first of the year. We went through a good spell. Now we're here, and just all I have to say, Gary, he's Lego binary. I mean, there's no logical explanation why he's taking the free kicks.
Yeah,
and also I've noticed that he's also taking corner kicks as well. Cedric is also taking corner kicks, and it's just doesn't go anywhere. It just stays. Oh no, it's just frustrating.
And earlier in the season, they're doing pretty good on taking free kicks and corners. That's went to crap too.
Well, it's also, I think they need to be more lenient on who takes the free kicks as well. And if you miss them, then you can't take them anymore, or at least not even close.
Yeah, it's called having a plan and coaching and actually going with the best players. But obviously,
Mhm.
Arteta is of the mind that, you know what, you've been playing 3, 4, 5 games in a row. Here you go. Here's something else for you to do when it's not necessary. So, Mr. Tom, I don't know how you feel about that, but a coach just giving out roles just based on not based on performances, but just based on the fact that I guess you get a shirt, so you must get to have your own turn too.
I've got to be honest. I don't have a clue what any of you talked about for the last 5 minutes. Talk about this free kick. And I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, so I'll get into it. So Cedric, he's been our backup right back or left back, depending on what you're talking about. He's in the games now because we've got injuries. So we have our free kick taker. Erdegaard's actually scored off a free kick this season. Usually takes
And
them.
he hit the post last week. It was unlucky.
So
post quite a few times.
So you think, all right, free kick's coming up. It's in a really good position. Erdegaard's going to take it because they're both standing over the ball. But obviously that's not what happened. I mean, Cedric took it and he basically partayed it. I mean, partay shots
sounds
are
like
never
Cedric won a competition.
I mean,
he drew the longest straw, Tom. He drew the longest straw.
Just think about that. I mean, just listen to what we're talking about. How bad it's gotten. We used to have guys that we could count on to score free kicks. We don't even have guys that can take free kicks now. We are at the lowest point that I think I've seen Arsenal in my living existence. And I've been watching Arsenal since '95. So I mean, this is bad, man. Even when we had the Nielsens and the Shamaks, we could still get stuff done. The Lord Bittners. When we were going through that phase.
We're struggling.
We're still getting to the final 16 Champions League every year with worse players than we have now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the mystifying thing is that you look at what we had and we were getting further, moving along, and then you see now. I mean, this is bargain basement stuff we playing with, man. This is championship level. I mean, it's rough.
I've seen a lot of championship football, and I wouldn't quite say that about your club. I consider myself the expert on the championship, and because I was forced to watch it for a very long time, and there's no way this free kick could have been that bad where I'd be sitting there going, God, you guys are going to Luton next week or something like that. No, not having it. Not having it. I'm sorry, Matt. I like your fire. I like a lot of the things you say, but that I have to draw the line. I'm not going to besmirch the championship like that.
Don't attack his fucking champions.
Oh.
Don't attack with championship.
Oh man.
It's a good league, but no free kick could be that bad.
Tom's the voice of reason for
all right, so sorry about that, but it was just a terrible reason. It was the worst person to take it in my eyes, who was standing over the ball. So as you can see below,
I've 10 years in that league. It still hurts.
Oh, sorry, but you're here now. You're here now. It doesn't look like you're going down, right? You're staying up, right?
They only have a 5% chance of getting relegated.
There you go.
Good.
So you're good. You're good. So as you can see, that the
banner
below.
Thank God.
Yeah. As you see at the bottom there, we're going to talk about our man in charge, Arteta. He had a couple.
Do we have to, Gary?
Yeah, we have to. We always have to because he has some good things to say. It is the NBA.
Well, Gary, what did he have to say?
The NBA playoffs are in town, right? So Arteta had to make a reference to the NBA because he's all about that. That's what he's all about. So when talking about big opportunities missed, he brought up basketball where they shoot 25 times and they only need one shot to win. I don't know what that means.
Gary, I'm assuming that shot was a slam dunk, right?
I don't know what that means, and nobody actually really got it.
I bet the only basketball that man's probably ever seen is he watched Space Jam.
That's probably true. That's probably true. So I'll go through some of his quotes, and you guys can pick out whichever one you want. But the basketball one, yeah, I didn't get it.
I don't think he's
Talking
ever
about
watched basketball or Australians
yeah,
rules
so
football, which both are very
yeah,
high scoring.
I hear you. But also, let me go through these different quotes and kind of what I highlighted out of each one of them on whether or not taking our chances is what's separating us from the very top sides. Basically, he brought up the fact that these other teams have world class players. But you know what? Just in the case of a world class player, Ronaldo and Kane both have been problems to their teams this year. You know, but guess what? Their teams didn't do. They didn't get rid of him. All right, they didn't get rid of him. They kept him, and and now they seem to be doing okay. So that's a difference there. Uh, the other comment he had is on how he's planning to improve our goal threat in the upcoming games. At one point during the middle of that discussion, he talked about, I can't remember a game where Arsenal has played with this team. So there you go. That's the reason why we don't score, is because this is the first time he's playing with this lineup. So hopefully we don't change it next week, because then I have another excuse. Yeah. So those are some of the quotes he brought. Like I said, the basketball one lost everybody. World class play, I don't get it. But this is all about Arteta, so I'll let you guys take whatever I've said, or you can go in a direction you want. Who's up for Arteta first? I'll start at the top here. We'll start at the top here. So Tony,
You'll start with me? Okay.
yeah, you go.
To me, it's still down to a stupid thing. Oh, if you watched us, you would have thought we won. No, you didn't put the ball in the back of the net. You didn't win. The other team got more goals. Just everything he said just didn't make sense. Like, he still would have straight out say Lacazette had COVID. He said, if he tests negative, then he can play. He didn't say he had COVID. Just, I don't know. He's just all over the place. Like I said, he still doesn't sound like a man under the hot seat at all, which he should be. Just, he talks all this nonsense, which makes him seem more inept at the job. There's just no pressure on him. We're stuck with this guy. We're going to be stuck with him until next season. Probably halfway through next season, or they might give him a whole other year. I don't know. But he isn't the right man for a job. He talks utter nonsense. I don't know what the NBA has to do with soccer at all. That just, at least go to Australian rules football. At least they used to kick something. I don't know. Just, it's insane with stuff he says.
Yeah, or as you said, Arteta logic. So we'll let Tom. I don't know if you heard of any of the stuff that Arteta talked about, but I'll let you have your little say on Arteta if you want.
I think similar to what the gentlemen have been saying. I think you've resigned yourself to the fact that even if you did finish as low as 6th compared to where you were, let's say, he's going to be able to turn around to his boss and say, look, I provided an upward improvement on what we were before, which is what you definitely shouldn't have been before. But he's going to say, well, I turned 8th into 6th. He can totally leave out the fact that you were sat in 4th and you should have secured it. But he's going to turn around and go, I've moved the club upwards, keep me on. And they're going to go, yes, sir, you've done that. And that leaves out all the context of the fact you should have been doing even better based on the last 3 games. But I can see it makes you all sad.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So we had Why Not has joined us. Welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying it. We're kind of going through the game and talking now a little bit about Arteta, because why not? Why not?
I don't think you should sack him, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think you should sack him.
As I've said multiple times, I'm not necessarily anybody out. I'm more Arsenal in. So whatever's best for Arsenal, please do that. All right? Yes, it's a cop-out. I don't care, because I'm really all about Arsenal first. If Arteta is the right man, show me. show me, and give him whatever he needs to make it work. They have obviously not done that because he doesn't have what he needs. We've seen it multiple times that when he needs something, he doesn't have it. He's in trouble because he can't make it work. So the man needs his ingredients. Yeah, he definitely sounds like he's comfortable where he's at, as you said. Said Des has joined us. Des, welcome to the show. I know it's late for you guys over there across the pond. So thanks for joining us as we continue on. Lonzo, I'll let you have your say on Arteta. So tell me.
Right. So for Arteta to say that, well, he has never had this team before, but yet in training they didn't show up. It's like, come on, man. That's like that doesn't make any sense to me. Whenever Nketiah is your backup striker, Congo's been playing, Xhaka has been playing, so and Tavares is playing as well. I mean, the only thing that was missing from previous lineups was Nketiah. And maybe Martinelli not starting over Nelson Foe. That being said, he should know his players by now. This is like October, the end of the year, so he knows who he's working with, and that's just an excuse for me. So yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, welcome to the show. We had Des in the house. What did he say here? If we don't get top and it's looking that way. Yeah, I don't think right now. I don't think any quality players on our radar. Like you said, top 4. I don't see that. Top 6. I don't think we need top 4 to get ourselves back. We don't need. Should I say we need top 4 to compete in the Champions League? But I think we just need to improve our squad in general, regardless of whoever we bring in or whoever we can't get. Ryan, Mr. Arsenal Podcast, is in the house, and as he says, I'll be hosting there on Saturday for the game. I'm bringing a box of tissues because I'm a little scared about that one. I've yet to see us win in the last 3 games on his channel, so the fact that he's not there, maybe that'll help. So we'll see about that. That is true. A lot of us could do much better. So we'll let. So next up, Matt, we'll talk to you a little bit about Arteta before we move on to. You're gonna like the next subject matter anyway.
Arteta, man. It's like what Lonnie just said, man. Is this guy's? We're still trying to figure out a winning formula on the pitch with players, man. We got like 6 or 7 games left, and this man still has not figured that out. And that's an indictment of where this guy is, man. I'm telling you, you go look at these teams. You go look at Tom. I'll use you. Go look at Leeds, man. Leeds was in free fall, and you can at least see Marsh is getting a tune out of those guys, man. He's at least getting some effort. We can't. This manager isn't getting anything. Anything. He can't get these guys to go to the bathroom.
As a coach, what do you think of him, Matt, as a coach? Because I know you coach.
I think he's inept. Honestly, I do. I really think he's inept. He's the best way I can describe it is he's in over his head. I honestly believe had he started out somewhere, maybe in the Championship or below, or over in Scotland, or even a bottom tier La Liga team, he would have been better off. But when you take on a team that we were already in chaos when we got him, and we still want to sort it out. People forget when we got him, we were losing. It's the guy that was our scout. I can't even think of his name now. We came from Dortmund. Got us a Aubameyang. I can't think of his name now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it'll come to you. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We were losing him. You've got guys making deals with folks selling cars. That was y'all remember that? Remember what's his name got in trouble for selling that car, buying car, dealing with some chick that was some dodgy car tactics or some shit. We were in free fall before he even got here. So when we got him, the fact that Manchester City said, oh well, we don't really want to keep him. I mean, that right there alone should have been a red flag because Man City saw any value in him. They would have kept him. Oh, we're gonna let him go. And I mean, we can go find another guy to put out cones. We can get another guy to go pour up Gatorade and shine shoes. This guy is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think City's looking at one of their former coaches that happened to be one of our captains. Because they were talking about they were claiming him when he got inducted to a Hall of Fame 3 or 4 weeks ago, and Vieira got in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, it's a joke, man.
Yeah.
The manager's a joke.
All right, so I'll go into the chats real quick. Say hello to everybody, and that's right. Odegaard's first game as a captain, not a good one to remember for sure. He's going to want to burn that tape. Definitely, the game was not good. For me. It's all around failure for everyone. So there's that. As we move on, we're going to move on to another subject matter, one that I think everybody's at least we did mention it. And as you can see, Culture Club. And do you really want to hurt me? And that's
Clever.
I think it's a good song to fit
Good.
to go with.
Good.
To go with what we're going to talk about next. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
I've had a duck covers my face. It's funny.
Sorry, you look
Makes me look like it's fine. It makes me look like I'm the duck. It makes sense if you've actually seen the show on a Friday.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're like.
We didn't know you were a mallard, Tom.
When you're just starting out on this thing, you don't get all the perks yet. So hopefully, as we grow the channel, so for those who are in, please like the channel, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and we'll get the duck off of Tom's face. But as the title below says, Culture Club, and report came out today that Arsenal will be working with a company, I guess called, I'm not even say the company's name, but they're basically going to help them improve the culture at the club. It sounds like it's, to me, it's somewhat an internal change that they're doing. So as if a lot of people in the club do not understand the history of Arsenal, and I assume that means who, what, and where, what they have done, who they are, and who are some of the players involved. When I saw that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Can
we just take them on a stadium tour? It goes through all that.
Exactly. Half the fans are like, I got history on my side. I know all of this. The other half is saying about the other side. You know what? You guys don't even know the history of your club. But now we're saying the people that are actually working in the club don't know the history of the club. I don't. Nah. And they're spending money on this, and I don't know if that's going to make anything better. But I do know that if they even put a word out and said, anybody who's worked for Arsenal, please contact us. We can do with some of your help. They would have more than enough people to come in and help them. And there's a lot out there that could do that. And some in the management, which is what we need. Definitely some former players to help out. But we've got more than enough people in the Arsenal landscape that could help us out. And the history part, the culture part, I get it. It might be needed, but that's how far you've fallen, right? That you need to actually go out there and pay somebody extra to come in and actually talk to your club, your the people that work there, at least, about the history. I don't think you need to do that with most of the players, at least the young ones, no. But yeah, Matt, I'll let you start this thing off. So, Culture Club it is. That's where we are. Tell me.
I mean, where is the goal scoring culture? Well, let's change that culture, man. Look, man, if you're putting on an Arsenal kit and you don't understand the history of this club, then shame on you. I mean, what the hell are they what the hell are they doing on signing day? You remember, we've all worked the jobs. Y'all know what happened. You go to work, man. They put that VHS tape in, man, and you get a little bit of culture about the job that you're going to. If you're shaking fries, you're shaking fries. Burger King was founded in 19 whatever. What the hell are we doing, man? What is this all about? Gary, it's laughable, man. It's laughable, bro. That we have to Arsenal has been steeped in history since 1886, if I'm not mistaken. And all of a sudden we got to bring in people to talk about culture. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, bro? How low can you go? You remember as a kid? How low can you go? That's where we are, man. We are at the bottom of the barrel.
Can we have Robert Perez do it since he's doing his free gym membership for life there? Can he like
I
teach
mean,
about the club?
geez, Louise, y'all. I mean, this is probably one of the worst weeks I've had as an Arsenal fan in a long time, man. I mean, just absolute foolishness. This is foolishness, Gary. Culture Club. I'm gonna be running with that too, by the way. Do you really want it? Yeah, I'm gonna be running
Now
with
we're
that.
all gonna be singing at the end of the show.
I saw I was like Culture Club. That is that group, right? Because I was like, let me just make sure, and I said, let me find some songs, and that's one of the first ones that popped out. So I said,
Yeah,
that'd be a
I've
good
got it
one.
in my car, so I know it. I was like, yeah, it's on the USB drive.
So that was they are hurting us, and we'll go to Lonzo. So tell me about this Culture Club and what I don't know if you saw the reports, but what your thoughts on Arsenal having to go out there and bring a company in who has no history of being Arsenal based to tell us how to have culture about our past. I don't get it. Tell me.
See, this is a part of the problem. I believe, Gary and guys, that this is what happens when you have ownership that don't care, that aren't around. They're not around to see what us fans see here in the States and in England, because it's a disaster. I mean, think about it. I mean, Arteta wasn't even a proper captain for us. He just wore Kevin's armband for like what 6 months. It seemed like because he was either hurt or whatever, and he doesn't understand the Arsenal way. That's the first problem right there. And then you claim to have these players that aren't from the academy, who we buy, who say, "Well, yeah, my childhood dream was Arsenal." I was that's crap. That's the PR move. So what you do is you ask some of the older Arsenal players to come in and help integrate these players that don't know nothing about Arsenal to talk to them about how it is and how the expectations are amongst them, the former players like Ian Wright, like Tony Adams, like a Vieira, like even Ashley Cole, to talk to them because they need some kind of leadership because the current leadership here sucks. It just does. And because they either want to leave or they're just makeshift captains. And it's been like that for a while now. So, at what point do you say, okay, guys, let's go back let's go back to the future and go back like 20 years ago and see how it really happens. Maybe 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, to understand the Arsenal way. And I saw a comment that we should bring back Pat Rice and O'Leary and those guys, and even Tony Adams, to make these current players understand that there's a certain standard at Arsenal. We're not Tottenham. We're not Chelsea. We're not City. Those teams are plastic teams with fake supporters, in my opinion. That if you remember, City and Chelsea were terrible at one point. They got relegated. So there's no real past in those clubs. The only club I see that I respect is Liverpool because they actually have history. And I don't think our current squad knows about Arsenal except for the youngsters, So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be hard pressed to think nobody knows who Henry is. Camp. I think they would at least know those two names. Hopefully, they do.
Just say they're walking in and out of the stadium. They know all this stuff.
Yeah. So let's go to Mr. Tom. Do you know anything about Arsenal? And are you gonna be? If not, guess what?
Well,
bringing it.
I took the liberty of jotting down some songs for this Culture Club Arsenal album, and basically I came up with Soccer Chameleon, because he turns into a player who scores lots of goals, but then can equally shift into one that disappears for a month. So, you know, it's just one of them things. But no,
How long did you work on that, Tom?
about 15 seconds. Just thought of
Good
it.
job.
I did the thing where I brought a notepad out and like pretended that I'd worked on it while you were doing your spiel, but I just thought of it. Anyway, no, I think your club, from what this sounds like, from what you gentlemen have been saying, it sounds like there's a bit of extra money in the budget, but they had to use it by April. So basically, they turned around and went, well, we can't spend it on a transfer because it's April, but we've got 2 million in the budget. Create a culture club thing, so then we can use the money so it doesn't come out of the budget next year, and they all collect their bonuses and pat themselves on the back. But everyone knows it's nonsense. I'll do it at work. I will create reasons to spend the company's money, and I'll get away with it.
Yeah.
Legally, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, this is a thing that people do.
Yeah.
How many wrestling tickets is that bought, Tom?
Not enough, but
Yeah.
you know, no. In all seriousness, though, it does come across as the sort of thing that you look at it and you think, like, the best way to change the culture in a club is by winning football matches.
Yep. Tom, you've been coming in and out, but I'll continue on with that one. So yeah, for me, anything that we should be doing as far as culture, the easiest thing, like you said, is to win games, and the only way for us to win games is to score goals, because that seems to be the one big Achilles heel for us. If we spend more time, at least right now, trying to get the right people in, then I think we'll be okay. But we're not doing that either. So this is what you get. So I saw a lot of you guys in the chat talking about how do we fix this. I don't know if you guys want to. Do you guys want to talk about that? I did. Let's see. I did see. Oh.
Can I talk about
the
culture first?
Just a second. Oh, you haven't talked about it?
No.
Do we want to hear what you have to say?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. So here we go, people. Tony gets to say too. Culture Club. Talk to me.
To me, it needs to start with a manager. That's why it's for Simone or Vieira when Wenger retired or was forced out, whatever you want to say. Then Emery comes in. He knows the older guys aren't bought into it, just catching a ride, so he plays all the young players. That's why he went with the youth players, because he didn't trust the older players, because he knew they were bought into this culture. It didn't work. To me, I don't think we gave Unai enough time. I think Emery could have did something with the club if the club backed him like they're backing Arteta. Arteta's had the full backing. Every player on the team he signed or extended, except for Lacazette, Chambers, which is gone, and Leno. That's pretty much it.
I hear you. Oh,
but as far as that goes, last year we hired a lawyer to look into transfer dealings and handle transfer guy. Just hire a football guy. It isn't hard. Surround the team around with former players. They're guys around. They got your lookalike always doing Adidas things. He can come in and talk to a club. There's plenty of people that have said, "Call me, I'll take a job," and we just haven't took it up. You can't tell me we couldn't get Birdcamp to be in charge of under 21s or the whole youth program in general. Somebody like that would be great, but there's all kinds of people you could hire for these jobs. Instead, they fill in non-football people that just don't work. I've said it before as a joke that we needed a team psychologist to get the culture right. But hiring a firm like this is makes no sense. It isn't that hard to teach your players what the team is all about, what the former players were, what we've won. all the FA Cups, blah, blah, blah. Just, you don't have to teach that to the players. Just go out there, win football, teach, live, breathe football. Don't worry about training. That's all he focuses on for whatever reason. I really would like to see the whole training video since we only get to see like 5 to 10 minute clips. That other 2 hours of training must be brilliant. But
Yeah.
as Matt
Right.
said, we need winning to breed on to get the culture right. But I think we need the manager that will breed it right. I'd go down to Selhurst Park, say, sorry, Vieira, we skipped you twice. It's your turn. Come here. And I think he would change things around. You don't need a fucking PR for him for that. Just hire the right manager.
I hear you. Yeah, no, I had a train of thought and I just lost it here, but no, I don't.
Sorry, Gary.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It was me. I should have wrote it down like I usually do. But as far as the culture goes, but yeah, no,
Do you know the best part of being behind the duck is that when Tony talks, you can pull whatever face you want, and no one knows. It's amazing. It's amazing because Tony comes out of any old shit, and I'll just be sitting there going, "What the fuck are you talking about, Tony?" But the duck's there, so none of you know the whole time. It's great.
You just do that all the time, Will be
no,
Tom.
yeah,
even
I
if
mean
you do
that's
agree
when
with what
Tony
I'm saying.
talks. That's usually what people do, anyways, isn't it? Tony, sorry about missing you on that last
apologies.
subject.
We're
gonna get into the game. We're gonna get into the get into our next.
Tom, hide behind your duck again.
Yeah, no.
Yes, sorry, sir.
You mallard.
So yeah, I know. Some of you guys were talking about the game. If you guys have anything last you want to say about the game, I think we didn't play for probably about 60 minutes, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we did. We if you look at the amount of goals we took, they were like what I think somebody said we were one short of what Chelsea took, right? And Chelsea scored 6 goals. So I know we've said, you know what, we need to get to a certain amount of shots per game, and we're doing that. We're just not we're not scoring. And I personally don't think we practice that. I mean, have you seen us in practice? I don't. I mean, you got to put your foot through the ball, or you got to be able to have some nice touch, and you always have to make the goalie move. We never do that. The goalkeeper didn't really have to move and make any movements to stop a ball. That's my first thought is when you're taking a shot, you put it in a corner. Goalkeeper less likely is going to get to it. Yeah.
To be fair, Gary, I wouldn't compare yourself to Chelsea against Southampton.
Oh no! That's not what I said. That is
no. But I'm saying because Chelsea in that game, everything, especially in that first half, everything they touched turned to gold, and it was just one of them days where everything went for them.
We did like complete
whereas
opposite.
you're going through a patch at the moment where it's the complete opposite, where
Everything
just nothing falls right for you. Because that Saka shot should 9 times out of 10, even one of the worst footballers in the league would bury it. But in that moment, he didn't.
Yeah, I gave him the excuse that on that one shot that he took where the goalkeeper was able to stick his hand out and get it, the ball was behind him. So that was my excuse for why
it was a great save.
So he couldn't get he couldn't put a foot through it at all on that one. But I think we had more than enough opportunities to put the ball in the goal, and we didn't do that. So that's on our shooters. And the problem is, on top of that, we've got our youngsters taking these shots, and we got to put all of our eggs in the young kids basket, right? We got what player over 24 took a shot that you thought, all right, it's going to go in? None. Erdegaard almost scored. I think Saka almost scored, right? Can't remember if Martinelli or Milsrufro how they did, but you can't put all those players out there and not give them easy looks, man. And that's what happened in this game. So let's get into it. So as you can see on the bottom there, I've got the rest of the games coming up. The most important one is the next one. Will Arsenal surprise us again? we were in a similar situation, right? Back last December.
Yep.
Season's over, right? Arteta will be fired. We're back here again. We're back here again. Arteta's probably on the cusp of getting fired again. Most of us think not, but
Yeah, but then he had
any
Smith
any
Rowe
other
to back
player,
him up.
any
Who's
other.
coming? Who's coming
Let
out
me
of
finish
academy
what
to
I
help
gotta
him out,
say.
Gary?
Then you can talk. Let me finish what I gotta say. I'll let you chat. Yeah, many think he's gonna be around anyways. I like to be surprised. Maybe we'll get that surprise. We'll see. So Tony, you can talk about the next game. So here you go.
I don't see how things turn around, but you never know with this club. It's have to be Smith Rowe, Odegaard getting some goals, but that's dried up. Out of luck as that will be there Wednesday, so it'll be tough sledding. I really see us losing the next two games because I don't see things changing. We don't have anybody on the bench to make impact besides Smith Rowe, which I think he should be starting. I'd start him instead of Zaka, but we won't try that because Arteta only has plan A. But I still think we have a real good chance of losing 6 out of the last 7 games. We've already lost 4 out of 5, so.
Wait, you said losing?
Well, we've lost 4 of the last 5.
I think
so.
you're quite well placed to get some results here. I know. No. I think no. Like, I think
I don't
you
want to hear
can
it,
do
Tom.
the scum at home. You can do the scum at home. Look, I love my team, but we do not
Matt
have a
said he
good
isn't listening to a
record in
talking
your
desk,
new
Tom.
stadium, right? I'm not having you sitting there and going, you're only 3 points out of the last game against my team. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. We're not in the business of doing charity, right?
Tom, you don't have a duck to hide behind anymore.
Yeah, you get to see your face. We get to see your face. So Matt was he was following you, man. He was following you. I think.
I'm looking at this list of games. I'm looking at this list of games, man, and right here in this order: loss, draw, loss, win. That's how the next 3 games are gonna go. West Ham is playing better than we are. Chelsea's playing better than we are. United's probably gonna play better than they'll be up for us, so they'll play better than we are. The team down the road, the manager is someone that's gonna guide them to that 4th spot. They've got a manager that can try to navigate them through this mess. We are. I've told y'all, everybody's looking for us to hold. We had an opportunity to steal the deal. We've had it 2 or 3 times this year, and we have not sealed the deal. Now we're hoping and praying for other people to do our job that we should have done beforehand. All we had to do was get 12 to 15 points. I told y'all that. 12 to 15 points. Now, this man is going to break another record. He's going to be the first manager to lose 5 games in a row in Arsenal history that I can remember. We on Skid Row. Skid Row. With nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to, man. Tom, I hear you, my brother. But I love the optimism, but I know the clown that is Mikel Arteta. I know this man, and I know what's about to happen. Wednesday, are we playing? Was this at home or away? Oh,
It's at home.
Oh my, no, we the bridge. We at home?
I thought we were at home.
I thought we were.
No. Arsenal, Chelsea won at the Emirates at the start of the season.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, we definitely gonna lose then going to the bridge. So yeah, that's a definite loss.
Yeah.
Man United away, that's hell on wheels. Oh, we're playing them at home. Okay, we may stand a chance at home. We may stand a chance, but Ronaldo scoring.
Man United ain't doing well.
Well, Ronaldo scoring hat tricks. I mean,
yeah. Against Norwich. I mean,
I'll we talking like our defense is like we got Tony Adams back there, bro. I mean, we got players playing for Southampton looking like that. You know, world beaters, man. Bro,
Yeah,
we
Leeds as a draw, Matt. Yeah, Leeds as a draw.
absolutely because they're gonna at least show up to fight.
I'd be fucking thrilled if we got a point at the Emirates. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to believe, pardon my language, I wouldn't be able to believe my fucking luck if we got out of there with a point. Oh my God. I'd go out and I'd buy a lottery ticket with 6 numbers on it, and I'd be sitting there feeling like I'm actually going to get them.
Yeah. Well, get ready, man, because I expect it to be a draw. We're not. I'm telling you, man. Arsenal. This is we're done. We're done, man. We had our chance. We had our chance and we blew it, man. We had our chance and we blew it. I would not be surprised at the end of the season we finish at 8th place. Would not be surprised at all.
I'd like to say one thing about your West Ham fixture, though, that I think is not taken into account. West Ham have jacked in the season in terms of the league place because they are 3 matches away from the Champions League.
Well,
they are not going to take your league game as seriously as they would have if they weren't still in the Europa League.
Well, is that fixture going to be going on during the Europa League? Because if they're out of it, then they'll probably turn.
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's going to be roughly around the time that they're playing the matches.
Okay, so we you know. Well, I'll be honest.
I think you're in a better position against them than if they weren't in it.
Yeah, no,
One's with 28th
yeah, we're
and
right.
one's
We're
with
right.
5th.
We're right in the middle. Right in the middle of the
28th
game
and 5th.
again.
It doesn't matter. Crystal Palace wasn't playing for anything, and you saw what happened with that. Crystal Palace is not in Europa League. They're not in the FA. They're not in anything, and you saw what happened. This team is done, man. Garrett, this team is done. I know. This is.
All right, we'll let Tony
Matt has
talk
nothing
about
left to say.
talk about our fixtures. The next one being Chelsea away. They scored 6 goals. They did make it into the finals, right? If I recall, right? I think they did make it into the finals, so they'll be playing Liverpool, trying to steal one of their trophies from Liverpool. Talk to me. Tell me, we're playing Chelsea away. What do you think is going to happen?
Should be a 3-1 Chelsea win or somewhere around that margin, I would think. But I don't know. We might get a surprise. I hope we get a surprise. But under this manager, I expect the worst anymore.
Tony.
Yes, Tom.
When Leeds played at Liverpool, people went to me, what do you think the score will be? And I sat there and went, I think we might get a draw. We lost 6-0, Tony. We actually lost that game 6-0.
So you telling me we're going to lose 8-0 or 8-1?
No. I still didn't turn around before the game and go, you know what, we're going to fucking lose it. I was like, no, I think we might be able to nick something here. The only way we'd have nicked something at Anfield is if we turned up with a gun. And if we nicked the football or something, I couldn't believe it. But
so you're telling me to be optimistic about Wednesday?
Oh no, I just wanted to make the joke about the Liverpool game and losing 6-0. You say whatever you want about the score. I just wanted to do a bit of comedy hour with Tom. It's fine. Fine. Please continue. So you think you're going to lose 3-1, do you, Tone?
I think I'll be 3-1, and I think United's either to be a draw or a loss.
Yeah,
and if we get a loss at home on that United game, I'm just curious how the atmosphere is at the end of a game if the fans finally turn on Arteta. They don't seem like they want
Tottenham to finish 4th.
I don't
want Tottenham to finish 4th, all right?
Yeah.
I don't like them. I do not like that team.
I think we're all with you, but Arsenal is not really showing us that they want that 4th place. Maybe they're scared of heights, right? 4th is really high up the table, so that's what.
I don't like Man U or Spurs, Tom, but
so
here we go. I need you to get the full spot, Tom.
There we go.
I know Tottenham fans, and I don't want them to be happy.
I hear you. So let's get some Lonzo's thoughts on our next game and any of the games afterwards as well. Chelsea up next. Lukaku probably won't play, and Murray's not playing, so I don't know. Maybe we have a chance.
Yeah, maybe Gary. Let's just face they had a good weekend to beat Crystal Palace, so they're coming up a high after a loss to Real Madrid. Go figure, right? Um, you know, this is a huge game. This is every game. And oddly enough, after we've had a bash of games, we oddly enough come out good against Chelsea. Remember last December, I believe it was during the holidays that we beat Chelsea 2-0. So there's hope there. We could beat them, but granted, that was at our place. But it's always a good game for them. So I think that we need to start bleeding a little bit and beat them at their place. So I'm kind of optimistic about Wednesday, but then again, it is Arsenal, so you never know what kind of lineup Arteta's going to bring out. Hopefully, it's a good one. Hopefully, we'll smash them. But I think we could beat United and West Ham also. Like you guys are talking about, that they come off the Europa League semifinals, so they're gonna rest some players for that game. So I'm taking an optimistic approach to it and go from there, I guess.
I hear you. I hear you. All right, so those are our games. We're sitting around 75 minutes here. Anything else anybody has to say? Talk about? I know. Oh, I did. Okay, so yes, it's over, folks.
Yep.
It's done. It's done. It's done. Harlan is probably off the table. The chances of us getting him is probably gone now. City is sounds like they're ready to pull the trigger and pay his release clause and all of that. So Harlan is probably gone.
Top salary still insane to me.
Hey, let me say something right quick, Gary. I've been hearing these rumblings. You like the finger thing I got now? Rumblings about Victor Osimhen, Darwin Nunez. They're not coming to Arsenal, man. Let's just go ahead and stop right there. Let's just go ahead and nip that in the bud today. They're not coming to the Arsenal. Our best bet right now, they're probably looking at players like Ivan Toney. That's our best. Our best bet is to go with that second tier of players and stop getting your hopes up before they even get started. We saw what happened in January. Oh well, Vlahovic. Oh well, we had Alexander Isak was down in London shopping, driving cars, renting cars. Nope. We're not getting until this manager is out of here. We're going to be getting we'll be getting Robbie Savage out of retirement at the rate we're going. That's how bad off we are.
Robbie Savage.
That's how bad we are. We'll be getting him out of retirement. I'm telling you, we are way off the pace when it comes to talking about world class players, man. I mean, honestly, we have to really start looking around the league, like at teams like Brighton, places like that, and start getting players because we are done. But Ivan Toney will be the most sensible player right now. If I'm looking at players that we can get a tune out of, sensible transfer will probably be Ivan Toney. All this, anybody that's abroad is not coming to Arsenal. That's got any sense. Yeah, nobody.
Unless they have a buyout clause and we
bingo. Exactly.
Sorry, what is he actually going to Man City?
Those are the reports right now.
$500,000 a week, man.
Yeah,
that's outrageous. That's outrageous. I thought Leeds were going to sign him. That's outrageous. I hang my hat on that. He was literally born in Leeds and he supports Leeds, and I was sitting there going, he's going to turn down that money because he wants to play for his hometown club. I couldn't believe it. Wait, I've been emailing him. I've been faxing him. I even sent message by carrier pigeon. I was like, "You're coming to Leeds, mate," and oh my, what? He's turned his back on me.
You know, we said his name is We said his name is Harlan, not Harry. Maybe you got it mixed up. We got this wrong guy. I think you're talking about.
Have you
Harry.
been stalking the wrong person, Tom?
It is possible. It's not the first time that I've stalked the wrong person.
And also, have you got the restraining orders they've sent you?
Well, The restraining order is actually for my Mexican cousin El Tomito, but that's another story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just made that up, but
Yeah.
okay. No, but seriously, I'm a bit crushed. I actually thought he might. No, I never thought he'd come to Leeds. That's outrageous. But yeah. As much as
What do you think of those
his,
wages? 500 grand a week
well, I would have
for
played
that
for
young
him
of a
for 10.
player.
I would have played for Man City for 10% of that, if I'm being honest. So he's done them out of 90% of money, but you know,
That's just an insane amount of money for that young of a talent.
it's ridiculous. And then they're offering players now are going to eventually start getting $500,000 a week, and then they'll all turn around and say things like, the clubs will be like, we need more money from UEFA, and we ain't. It's like, stop paying people $500,000 a week. Because
I know. I
the
thought
the
COVID would
most
kill all these
outrageous part
ridiculous
of it,
contracts. These
Arsenal wouldn't
ridiculous.
pay him $500,000 a week. You can't afford. Like, you're a fairly wealthy club in the scheme of things, and you ain't paying anyone $500,000 a week. There's about 2 or 3 clubs in the world that can pay that. So
Yeah,
why
we're
are
the
you
fourth
paying it?
richest club in England.
Yeah, and you wouldn't pay that. That's too much heat for your team. And I'm not saying that as a slight on your team. It's just the facts. Like, you ain't going to pay someone $500,000 a week. It's absurd. But
I know we have got to
eventually,
350 grand a week, which was ridiculous.
well, yeah, that's another discussion. But these players are going to get an amount of money that the clubs are going to expect UEFA and their premier competition to subsidise. When it's like, just stop paying them lots of money. Like, pay them lots of money, but as in maybe 250 grand a week instead of double that. Because
That's where
then
I'd
you
start
go,
and all that.
they have their hat in their hands, like to UEFA, like, oh, please, sir, because we're paying our footballers, we're in poverty. It's like, you're not in poverty. You chose to give that money away. It's ridiculous. Sorry. Just.
Yeah. I'm just going to say something to this point here because I think, and this is where I guess the U.S. maybe does things a little bit different and maybe better, but the TV dollars and all of that is, I believe, is what really is split with the players and the owners. All right,
Can
and
we
the
go
owners
back to our money?
have to be
And
required. But yeah, I'll
another
let you
bit of
have your
news.
say here. So go ahead, Tony. Talk to me about.
I'm going to go with Gamarez. Newcastle got him supposedly. We didn't have the money to spend on him, according to his agent. Newcastle did, had no problem meeting his wages and the transfer. We could have had him, but supposedly we didn't have the money, which I don't believe at all.
Can I just say, I'm not proposing a wage cap to the comment section. What I am proposing is that teams stop acting like they're in a bidding war when they're the only team that are in for the player. Like, Mbappe is going everywhere. It's the worst kept secret in the world that Mbappe is going to Real Madrid this summer. But Real Madrid are going to pay him like they've been in a bidding war with 5 other clubs. But no one else wants him apart from Real Madrid because everyone knows that's where he wants to play.
What I want to know is what team is going to start the bidding war for Eddie Nketiah.
Oh my
Chris-
God! He's
Crystal
the greatest
Palace, dude.
striker. He's the greatest striker I've ever seen at England under 21 level. I mean, the facts speak for themselves. The man's just a dynamo up front, just a great man, and he's a good kid. He's a good kid. On the Leeds documentary on Amazon, he was a great,
Would
great
you
lad.
pay him with
And
70Ks on a week now?
well, I don't know if he's that great a lad, but you know,
They can have him back.
All right, we'll let Lonzo have his say. We're talking about players' salaries. Harland seems like he's off the table. Did you freeze on us?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
No, he's just
sorry.
deep in concentration, it looked like.
I just saw that as well. Yeah, it's a joke now that players can just dictate where they go. And you know that kind of kills the anticipation part of it. And this is part of the problem. Whenever you have ambitions of being top four, then players want to join that team, right? Right now, if I'm a player who is rumored for me to go to Arsenal, I would not want to go to Arsenal. You know what I mean? Unless they really, really convince me that I'm the missing player that can help them get over the hump. But from what I've seen this past January, they're not ambitious enough. So as far as wages go, I think that right now we should just play the players that want to be here in hopes that maybe listen. We should have to focus on players overseas. You know what I mean? If you can't afford a player, then why not go for a player in championship or teams that will be promoted? They had talented players on there, so why not make a move for them? So I think that for some reason, the club and some people from the fan base want players that will cost a lot of money, in which they may not work out, right? So if you're taking players from clubs that are a tier a league below, or maybe a less known player, you get something out of him.
I hear you. I hear you. And like we have hit that time. We have to say our goodbyes. So I'll start from the bottom and move around, and we'll say our goodbyes, everyone. And Lonzo, any last words you want to say before we head out of here?
Yeah, I mean, as a fan of Arsenal, you only hope for the best. And we got some games left, so we might as well support them while the season's still on. Though it's gonna be difficult because of the teams they had to play. But right now, I believe in the players, not Arteta.
Yeah, I can hear that about the players. I think we have the right players. I just don't think we have the right man. So Tony, talk to me before we head out of here.
I was going to kind of go where Alonso was going. Just hope the rest of the season the players play for their badge, pay for every check they earn. And as I say, hopefully we can get Saka secured. I know we're talking about quadrupling his salary, which would put him on 160 grand a week. I think we're going to have to do something like that, or we're going to lose him either this summer or next summer. And even if we do that, I think we could still lose him next summer. So we're going to have to put a pretty high release clause, and my camera's going crazy for whatever reason. But hopefully this doom and gloom ends soon by the players. Like you said, not be done by the manager because he's clueless, inept. I don't know where his logic lies. It's somewhere in Legoland, but hopefully we can turn this shit around. Players play hard. I don't see anybody who's to make a difference unless it's Smith Rowe. Arteta won't play Pepe, so he can't make a change. So I don't know. We just have to hope the players do their best and back them, and hopefully the shit turns around.
I hear you. And we're gonna go to our guest, or not even a guest, just our resident Leeds fan on the trip. Talk to me as we head out of here.
Yeah, Haaland, Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, all losers. There is only Nketiah. But in all seriousness, all right, I think your club has to pull its finger out of its arse and start getting points on the board, because Tottenham are thinking of doing the same, and you need to beat them. You need to get something at Chelsea. I know Matt thinks that they won't, but he knows that he's not going to not take the points because he's upset with the situation. Oh, fuck them. I fucking hate that team. Oh, that fucking club. They wind me... sorry, it's a different show. Sorry. Yeah, so I'd like to wish everyone a good night. I hope you enjoyed the show. And happy Easter.
Yeah, Yeah, thank you. I hope everybody got the Easter eggs that they wanted. And last but not least, if you got Matt, time to say your goodbyes to us, and we'll do this again. But Matt, anything you got to say on the way out of here?
Yeah, I do. We're gonna stink it up on Wednesday, and then we'll come to the game on Saturday, and we'll be back on Monday with this same shit like we've been doing the last couple of months. It's been the same thing.
It's so much fun, though.
Will we see a more fired up Matt next Monday than we
I
see tonight?
don't know how much fired up I can get after watching with this crap it's on. I mean, it's just weekend. This is just trash weekend, trash week out. So
I love it. I love it when he's fired up. Sorry,
Yeah.
Matt, though. I love it. I love it.
hopefully we get a win, but I highly doubt it. I mean, at this stage of the game, man, we need other people to do work for us, and we can't keep relying on Tottenham being Tottenham. That's just only going to get you so far. Where's it gotten us the last 4 years? Point mate.
When was the last time we finished above them, Matt?
There you go. Point mate. There you go, Tony. There you go.
Leicester won the league was the last time we finished ahead of them.
2016. Yeah, that's 2016 if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yep.
Nope.
You are correct.
So. Arteta out, man.
I'll tell you, if you're watching this, leave, go home.
All right, everyone.
Matt to drag him out of the fucking Emirates is what's going to happen.
Mikel, I know you're watching.
Run before Matt.
He can't hear you. You sound like a duck. So, everybody, thank you for joining the show.
Quack.
We'll do this again. Hopefully, I want to say we'll be smiling because the team will have surprised us. But the last 3 games, I'm expecting I would love for us to get a draw, but I don't see it. Not from based on what we've done. We got to score a goal, I think, to get a draw, and I don't think we can do that either. So we'll see. So we'll see you next Monday. We'll have played Chelsea and United by then. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Man U. I'm not allowed to say United. That's correct myself.
Lots of United.
So Man U. So we'll see, or other names.
It ain't them, Tony.
So we'll see you back then on Monday, and like I always say, thank you for joining us. And life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you again later, everybody. And we're out. Have a good one.